Hello everybody. A little bit energy report of all this situation. I made one report a little bit like week and something back about the situations that goes on until September 14th. Over this weekend I had a kind of like a lot of talks with people, also the energy, the way it feels like that. So I decided to go ahead and make this energy report. Why is so important? What's going on? What is this process? What is this pressure is? Um, I had some people who connect me as like, Dio, I don't want to see her. Dio, I don't want to talk to her. There was another guy who was like, I totally don't want to have nothing to do with her. There's the other side, is the females, is like, I want to stay in the shadow. I want to feel where I am. I want to feel secure. Um, Here's the two energies what they fight. That is the masculine energy, which is Mars. That's the warrior. And this is the feminine side, which is Venus, that comes in. I have to stay low and protect. So those are the two kind of like a negative sides, because you have to learn to master it first in your own self. So before you go ahead and act upon someone, first of all, clear the situations inside of yourself, with yourself. You can't go ahead and mastering something about relationship with someone when you haven't mastered it yourself. And it's a part of the inner growth. It's the part of things so you can grow. I mean, when we're talking about growth, you need to look at it yourself. It's the growth, it's the amount of you evolving in areas of life, wherever they are. You can evolve in finance, you can evolve in politics, you can evolve in relationships, you can evolve in pretty much anything. The thing is in order you to evolve, you need to go ahead and do some things inside of you that they're out of the ordinary. You have to become an extraordinary. And that's what these current energies are. They're going to create an event when you're going to become an extraordinary. Mars was a direct in Aries, which is create this power to the masculine. It is about the physical force, is about force things to happen. It is about to go ahead and move the things. If they don't want to move, I will force them to move. Now Mars is stationary. Mars stays up in the sky and is going to turn a retrograde, which is mean that the warriors inside of you is going to be like, what kind of mistakes did I make? Why I did not listen my soul? Why I haven't talked to myself? Why I haven't talked to my partner? Why I haven't had the communications? Why I did not see the problem in me? And this is going to be a parts of the self-realizations of it. Right now, Venus moved into Leo. That is the process when the princess becomes a queen. It needs to go ahead and find its own power of evolutions to get off of the little world and get into the bigger world of the growth. And those processes right now, they're kind of like a grow simultaneously at the same time on so many levels at the same positions of it. But you have those two energies, first of all, inside of you. So you have to look at it inside of you, what areas of you need to work on it. You may work on your masculine side, which is Mars, which is to go ahead and look deep inside of your soul of revolving on yourself. And the other side, you may have to look at it, the feminine side, you to grow. Because if you don't grow, you stay where you're at. So the more of the skies about this week is going to be a very interesting part of what I'm talking to you guys. Here it is. This is the current situations right now up in the sky. As you see it right here, Mars is 28 degrees and 7 minutes in Aries. Um, as you see this part, it's a squaring with throughout and oppositions. We're talking about that Venus just entered Leo, and those processes right now they begin is gonna show up Venus's how to face its own fears. Venus will be having those fears through a talk to a partnership. We're talking about Mercury's in Libra, and Libra is all about the partnerships, relationships. But as you see it, Mercury's got a very good positions, first of all, with Saturn, and the second of all, with Neptune, which is throughout the talk, you're going to see the limitations and look at the visions of what you need to do. To remind you, Saturn and Neptune, they're both retrogrades. And right now they're talking to look at it behind the face mask, behind the veil that it sees through it. And this is what's going to help Venus is to go ahead and grow, get the education that she needs to learn to become the queen. Because right now it's in Leo. It's about the queen, the king inside of you. On the other side, though, we are talking about Mars. You will see it. He's gonna stay here. Mars is in the position is like, I don't want to do anything. Leave me alone. I want to stay the way you are. And this is the stage when the masculine it stays in its own madness. This is gonna be the energy where you're gonna be you're going to be, if you're in this Mars energy, you're gonna be doing the shit treatment, which is mean the silence. You're gonna treat the people with silence. But silence has never been good towards people. To have internal silence, to silence your own anger, to silence your own self, yes, that is a positive thing. But silent towards others, when you're supposed to do, it's a big time no. And that's what's the negative energies that's gonna fight. Between those two energies, gotta fight inside of you. So, and during this process, if you look at it, it's the moon. The moon is our focus that shifts. Right now, the moon is the focus into the material things. Yesterday, the moon was joining Uranus. That was the time when you see and give the visions within the soul what you need to do. The question is how you're going to do it. As you see, the energy is very good from the moon. The moon, it's entwined with this pack here, with the retrogrades. The moon is good with the sun. Even though that right now the sun is in Virgo, it's got oppositions with Neptune. You can go ahead and use the energy of the sun and see your limitations through Saturn. Saturn is the teacher. You need to understand the limitations inside of you. They point you out, but those limitations is teaching you where to evolve, where to escape, where you to grow. So throughout this, you go ahead and have the visions. You have to learn how to shift the energies inside of you. So this is about a current situation that comes up. Question it is what's coming up, and the next is this is very interesting part. Tomorrow we are going to have the moon joins Gemini, and it's a lot of air, a lot of talk, a lot of things that goes on with this. This is where, through the duality, you go ahead and find the things that you see, the positive and the negative, before you create any actions, before you make a commitment, before you do anything else. As you see it, Mars is still here. It's 2808. It's on Tuesday. And he's going to be preparing to shift. You will find that inside of you, beginning Tuesday, you kind of like that masculine energy just kind of gonna slow down of that physical actions that goes on, and the energies that it's here within Venus, it's gonna begin to little bit more. It's gonna increase towards pushing it up. So basically inside of you, you're gonna feel like the chicken that it's inside of the egg that needs to break up. There is a two forces. The one of the force is gonna be, yes, I'm comfortable here, I am okay, I am secure in the egg, I have to evolve, and the other side will be, I have to get out of here. This is like a jail, I have to move out, I gotta break it up, the limitations. And this is a very huge lessons that we are going to experience is because the moon, when it fades into a Gemini, it's going to enforce this duality. It's going to enforce of these parts. And there's going to be the part, well, let's try this, let's try that. And it's part of let's try is going to be a very good supportive moments of you to go ahead and see inside of yourself of what's going on. Since the moon is going to move, as we see, now the moon is going to create the same squaring similar to this. And this is the time where the duality, which is going to be between your inner self and your intuitions and your visions. So be careful with those energies when you're reacting to yourself, but most of all, it's also be careful how you react with others. As you see it, Mars hasn't moved. Second day, 28 degrees and 8 minutes. He stays there in the sky and just sits there in a silence. Don't treat people with silence. Treat yourself with silence. As you see it right here, you gotta be careful because you might not gonna able to see the things that you need to see. So if you look here, this divine path of it, that it goes towards Jupiter, who is in Capricorn, he is gonna give you the visions. So in the moment of the hardship within yourself, look it up to the universe, look it up to God, go pray to church, go do meditations. That's going to be the biggest good moment inside of you because you're going to be engaging on all this positive energy that is in this side of the zodiac signs. You can go ahead and access the positiveness while you let go of all the negative stuff that goes on. Because what you focus on, that's what it grows. And if you focus on the negative things will happen. But if you go ahead and look at it, what could the positive things will comes up with you? That is the moment you can choose to do it. Thursday. As the moon shifts, you will see that now the moon is got the divine energy towards Pluto and Saturn. This is going to be the day that somehow, some way, there's going to some people who's going to be surround you. That's going to help you to see these visions and help with this energy as the sun moves in. Right now, the sun begins to have all this energy here active towards your evolution. As you see it though, Mars is still in 28 degrees 8 minutes, but right now Mars is in a retrograde mode. Soon as the Mars moves into the retrograde mode, the Gemini power of the moon, it's gonna be turned and activating the part of you begin to see the two sides of yourself, the good and the bad. And as you move this energy is going to be increased so much. Right now we are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planets in retrogrades. And that is a part of beginning to listen your soul, beginning to listen the things that happens inside of you, not an outside, because what happens inside you're reflecting in the outside. And a lot of the masculine force is going to begin to become a mellow, It's going to begin to calm down these aggravations, this physical part of pushing to make the things. Now that energy is going to calm down and it's going to be looking at what did I did? Why did I force this? It was really necessary. It was really bad to do this. And Friday, the moon is going to be in Cancer. Of course, emotions and family. Now this squaring with Mercury, you gotta be kind of like make your own sense. When you wake up in the morning, what are you doing first? What are you looking at into? As you see right here, the moon is going to have a good aspects with Mars and Uranus, and this kind of like a kite it informs into. It's going to help you to fly, but to fly, it is to see the damage that you're going to do through the opposition. You to go ahead and see, well, this is damaging in me, then it's going to damage everybody else around me. I have to seek other ways, and that is the part of the wisdom that's going to come in and inside of it. As you see right now, at this moment that Mars is already retrograde, as you see it right here, the moon, it doesn't have this anymore, this intense energy with Mars, because that it's already broken off. That part here, it's missing, it's gone. And this is going to be the time when the Mars is going to be involved in you, and you are going to evolve to more a higher state of understanding. Saturday, the moon is still going to be in Cancer. It's going to opposite pretty much all this back here with the retrogrades. Is going to be looking at into Mars, which is going to be in that position where the Venus was. And you're going to be probably talking about the problems that were previously in the last few weeks. That energy is going to repeat itself to test you. Are you reacting in the same way, or you evolved? If you're acting in the same way, you need to evolve. If you change yourself, if you evolved, you're going to be satisfied of the visions that you got here from a Neptune, and that energy is going to be very good to bring the peace and the soul inside of you. As you see it, the energies are kind of like equalized to it, but find it yourself to fix your own relationships with yourself. And Sunday, the moon is going to join Venus, and the tension it's going to be between Venus and Uranus. That is the moment when, if you have to put their religions into it, is when God asked Eve, what happened? Why did you eat the apple? What's going on? So, to continue with this is Venus is going to have a very good positions again with Mercury, communications. And as you see, the Mercury's got a divine aspect with Uranus. If you find your soul, you will find that your soul's got the direct connections with the universe, and that's how you're going to get through a message, through communications. If you don't communications, you're not going to do it. Very special time, very special moments, because Mercury is in Libra. Libra is all about relationships, partnerships, unions, and something to grow, something to be put into the scales and to say, well, this is the good, this is the bad, but this is the right. Okay, so that's how you look at it. The scales, if you put 2 pounds on the one side and you put something into it, you can find what is the actual weight of the thing that you look into it. So be focused on that with how you're gonna respond to this energy here. Like someone's gonna comes in and tells you something that it's totally related to your worst problem that you're trying to fix. All of a sudden something happens. Somebody comes in and says something. 2 minutes after that, somebody comes in and says the same thing, and you're like, what's going on? That's gonna be the messages from Uranus. That's gonna be a messages from God. You to go ahead and look inside of you. What you need to change to become the queen. So this is going to be a pretty much it for this week. There's gonna be some more changes right after that. But as you see at um, the retrograde is gonna have a high effects on us. We are going to feel the pressure from Jupiter, who is actually stationary through the week. It's gonna be kind of like a stay, and then it's gonna be, as you see it here, he turns out direct. Very special moment here. Jupiter is gonna move to the best place at the whole zodiac sign. He's gonna go into Aquarius. The age of Aquarius begins, the growth begins there. And as the more Jupiter moves towards forward into Aquarius, we are going to begin to understand the shift that we need to change ourselves before we change the society. And that's what the age of Aquarius is. Throughout your inner work, you provide the benefits for the collective. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I hope helps most of you out. I'm looking forward for your comments. Be love. Be love.